Some of you drive your cars almost every single day, but do you know how your brake works? When you put your foot on your brake pedal, your car stops, and when you release it, your car starts moving. Have you ever thought about why it's like that? Well, let's talk about it. So first of all, most of the brakes in cars today make use of a hydraulic system to work, meaning that it uses the pressure applied on the brake fluid to stop the car from moving. And don't worry, I'll explain what I mean. So your brake pedal is connected to a component called a servo with the help of another component called a push rod, meaning that when you step on the pedal, the push rod will be pushed into the servo. And what the servo does is that it reduces the effort and strength you have to put into pushing the pedal down with your foot. And it does that by boosting the little force you applied on the pedal into a greater force that is enough to put pressure on the brake fluid. So in other words, without the servo, your brake pedal is going to feel very hard and stiff when you try stepping on it, meaning that you'll be required to put a lot of force on the pedal just to stop the car. The servo is connected to another component called the master cylinder, and right above the master cylinder is the reservoir, which directly supplies the master cylinder with brake fluid. And by the way, the reservoir is also where you go to top up the brake fluid in your car. So the function of the master cylinder is to take that force that has been boosted by the servo to pressurize the brake fluid. And connected to the master cylinder are hydraulic lines, which serves as a passageway for the brake fluid to all the four wheels of the car, meaning that when you step on the pedal, the pressurized brake fluid from the master cylinder will travel through all the hydraulic lines into the brake caliper, which is located at each wheel of the car. The brake caliper is attached to the rotor, which is directly attached to the wheel hub, meaning that when the wheels are spinning, the rotors also are spinning, and when you stop the rotors, you are basically also stopping the wheels. So when you look inside the brake caliper, you will find two brake pads which are on each side of the rotor. There are also pistons in the brake caliper which have a direct contact with one of the brake pads. So when you push your foot on the pedal, the pressurized fluid gets into the caliper, which pushes the pistons outwards, basically squeezing the rotor and sandwiching it between the two brake pads, hence stopping the car. And once you take off your foot from the pedal, it eases the pressure on the fluid, hence sending the pistons inward and also releasing the rotor to spin freely. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.